Hello, welcome to, it's September 17th, and I am back with a brand new episode of JavaScript Joy. That is a title work in progress, but I think I like it because it's a happy title. But without further ado, let's get into the news of JavaScript that happened in the last week. Undoubtedly, you use an editor when writing your code, and there were a few big upgrades this past week. Atom upgraded to version 1.20, aka 20. What else is there? Atom also announced the release of Atom IDE, which is a new suite of packages that you can actually add into Atom to give it more IDE features. The main benefit there are language servers, so that you can actually get smarter context-aware auto-completion, code navigation to jump straight to a definition. A lot of fun IDE features that when using a simple editor like Atom you kind of miss after a while, so getting those back into Atom is going to be awesome. And also, last but not least, a Sublime update. That was the joke, but it's actually the actual text. But Sublime Text 3.0 actually finally went final. Sublime Text 3 is out after it feels like a decade. I think it's been a year or two, but Sublime Text 3 is now on a final version, and they're now working on 3.1. So if you have been using Sublime Text for a while, you've probably already seen the beta updates, but now you can actually feel more happy or sublime that it's final. So definitely be sure to upgrade your editors because you get to take advantage of all the new features that they have. I myself am a VS Code user nowadays. There hasn't been a new update in September yet, but I'm pretty sure it's coming because they're on the monthly release cycle, and I'm looking forward to that as well. Babel 7.0 is coming. The first beta for Babel, the famous non-talking fish of the JavaScript transpiler world, has just been released. Not anything huge there. Two things I want to point out about Babel 7. There is a slew of updates for proposals in the Babel 7 blog post about all the new proposals that Babel is now supporting. Another big thing that Babel 7 is now doing, not really specific to Babel 7 itself, but in the Babel ecosystem, is that they have created a new repo called Babel/proposals, where they're actually going to track the progress of a ES spec against the actual implementation in Babel. So you can kind of see these two parallel tracks going to see if you can actually start taking advantage of these features in Babel today. That's really cool. I can't wait to start talking in tongues with Babel again. Skynet is coming? Not really, but this was a pretty good joke that I found on Twitter about the Google CAPTCHA asking you to identify Sarah Connor, because as you undoubtedly use the CAPTCHAs to try to recognize images and objects in there. This one gets a little bit nerve-wracking. It's fake, but it's pretty funny. It's a good one. I chuckled. It was a good chuckle. Yeah. In case you weren't aware, Apple announced the iPhone X that is coming out in November, and with that they have a new screen with a nice little notch on the top of it, which is going to be so much fun to implement and make use of for application developers. But as web application developers, we also have to deal with that as well. And in hopes to give the web page authors control, Apple is proposing a few new CSS features that give web authors the power to decide whether or not to take up the entire screen of the iPhone X, going from screen width to width both ways, or just being okay with the default inset that iPhone X will do. There's a whole thread that you can follow, people bike shedding, dog fooding, all the things about what should actually be done about this, but I'm excited to see that the default behavior is nice and generally supported, but then they actually have the ability to also do what you want for your own web application. So good on you, Apple. I appreciate that control there. And last but not least, we have WordPress, which is removing React from their Gutenberg project. You know what React is? Gutenberg is WordPress' new editor for their software. It is the piece of code that you actually interact with when writing a blog post or writing a page. It's being completely written in React right now, but because of the whole patent worry in the ecosystem, WordPress has decided to actually rewrite Gutenberg with something other than React. The two contenders right now are Vue.js and Preact. As the blog post states, Automattic itself doesn't have any issue with the patents clause. However, what they are worried about is forcing a core WordPress feature to be released to over a quarter of all websites in the entire internet. Pretty much anyone who uses WordPress would then automatically have React included and then have that patents clause included as well. And they don't want to have that decision be made on the behalf of other people. So in that respect, definitely respect that. I wish this whole patents thing would get resolved, but it's still being hashed out in the public forum, which is always the best place to talk about sensitive things like patent clauses, but there you have it, can't do much about it. So that's another week of JavaScript joy. Hopefully you have learned and been caught up to date on some things that you might have missed in the past week. If you do enjoy this YouTube show, please let me know in the comments, on Twitter. Definitely subscribe down below. And I will see you next week with another installment of JavaScript Joy. Till we meet again, bye-bye.